The Hidden Heart of Lenny. Lenny Carter was a man of unassuming charm, the kind that didn't need flashy cars or tailored suits to make an impression. Despite being the president of Apex Tech, one of the world's largest computer electronics companies, Lenny preferred a life that didn't scream wealth. He was tired of relationships where dollar signs spoke louder than emotions. So, he crafted a simple strategy: keep his fortune a secret until he found someone who loved him for who he truly was. One crisp evening, Lenny sat at an upscale bistro downtown, waiting for Emily, a woman he had met through a mutual friend. She was elegant and outgoing, and Lenny hoped she might be different. Over dinner, the conversation started pleasantly, but Emily's interest seemed to wane when Lenny casually mentioned his job. "I work in tech," he said, leaving out his title and wealth. Curious, Emily pressed, "What's your annual salary?" Lenny hesitated but answered honestly, sticking to his modest persona. "Somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000. Emily's face fell. She leaned back in her chair, her disappointment palpable. "That's not really what I'm looking for," she said bluntly. Moments later, she excused herself, leaving Lenny alone with his thoughts. Nearby, a young woman named Claire had been quietly sipping her coffee and reading a book. She had overheard the conversation and watched as Emily walked out. Claire couldn't help but feel sorry for the man left behind. There was something kind and genuine about him that intrigued her. Gathering her courage, Claire stood and approached his table. "Hi," she said with a warm smile. "I couldn't help but notice your evening didn't go as planned. Mind if I join you?" Lenny looked up, surprised but grateful. "Not at all. I could use the company." As they talked, Lenny found himself captivated by Claire's easy laughter and genuine curiosity about his life. She asked about his interests, his dreams, and his love of technology, not once prying into his finances. "What about you?" Lenny asked, genuinely curious. "I'm a freelance graphic designer," Claire replied. "It's not the steadiest job, but I love it. Creating something from nothing is rewarding, even if it's not the most lucrative career." Their conversation flowed effortlessly, and for the first time in a long while, Lenny felt seen for who he was rather than what he owned. Over the next few weeks, Lenny and Claire grew closer. They spent time exploring the city, hiking trails, and sharing quiet evenings with homemade dinners. Claire never questioned Lenny's income or status. She cared only about the man who made her laugh and listened to her stories. Finally, one evening, Lenny decided it was time to tell Claire the truth. He invited her to his home, a sprawling estate hidden behind modest gates. As he led her inside, Claire's eyes widened in surprise. "Lenny," she began, looking around, "this doesn't look like someone earning $50,000 a year." He smiled sheepishly. "I wasn't entirely honest about what I do. I'm the president of Apex Tech." Claire blinked, taking a moment to process. "So, you're rich?" "Very," Lenny admitted. "But I've had too many people value me for my bank account instead of who I am. I needed to be sure you weren't one of them." Claire looked at him, her expression softening. "Lenny, I didn't fall for your money. I fell for the man who loves old movies, who geeks out over tech, and who genuinely cares about the people around him. That's the man I want to be with." Lenny's heart swelled with relief and gratitude. For the first time, he knew he had found someone who loved him for who he truly was. From that day forward, Lenny and Claire built a life together, one founded on honesty, laughter, and love, proving that true wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in the connections we make and the hearts we touch.